Welcome to the Marvel Cinematic University podcast. I'm your host, Anthony Canton III, and we are starting our coverage of the Disney Plus series Wonder Man, created by Destin Daniel Cretton and Andrew Guest. Looking forward to talking about the first 4 episodes of this show to this evening. And I also look forward to letting you know about patreon.com/MCUniversityPod, where you get our bonus content, such as the subscriber mailbag that Jake and I did earlier this week. That's out now for folks. And by the way, Jake, we have a new movie franchise that we are about to embark on. Please let the people know what we're about to do.
I can't tell you. It's not done yet. It's
the
vote.
The vote's not done yet.
No, I did the vote until the end of the month.
Oh, the end of the month. Oh,
yeah,
okay,
sorry.
Okay. All right. Well, all I'll say is we have a clear front runner.
Yeah, we have a clear front runner.
We're clear front runner, and we just hope that
we'll say this: the other 3. I'll put it this way: the other 3 franchises are trying to ice skate uphill. That's how I'll put it.
Yes.
Wait,
yes.
What are the 4 choices without revealing what the order is? What were the 4 choices?
The 4 choices are Blade, The Hunger Games, Terminator, and Toy Story.
Oh, wow! I wonder what I can't even decide what I think is winning the vote.
I gave it away with the joke I made, but that's not here or there.
It's neither here. That's neither here or there. We'll get to that wonderful voice, Teej, in a second. But first, the super producer, Jake Christie. Jake, how are you?
I'm doing well. I'm excited to be talking about new Marvel property. It's been a few months, and it's just always nice to talk about. We talk about bullshit all the time, but this is the real meat and potatoes. This is the Marvel.
Yes, this is why this podcast exists. Happy to be here. Have our friend and pal Teej here with us. Teej, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing good. I also share Jake's sentiments about being. I was excited when I opened up Disney Plus to be back in the MCU. Last time we were in the MCU, we were seeing, what was the last movie that we got? I literally can't even remember.
Well, Fantastic Four was the last movie. Fantastic Four was the last movie.
Mm-hmm.
And the last, what was the last series? I feel like the last series
was Secret Invasion.
No, that was 2023.
It was Ironheart, right?
Ironheart was in June. Ironheart. Yeah, it feels like it's been a while since we've had just something MCU. We've been meandering for a few months now. So
Ironheart was fine, and they had a good solid year last year. Like the Marvel in 2025 was a good solid year, and so I was excited opening up Disney Plus to be back in the MCU for sure.
Mm-hmm. This feels 2026 does feel like not only a big year for the MCU, but potentially a defining one with some of the stuff that they have coming out. And we start with Wonder Man, and I think in watching these first 4 episodes, and I'll get to you guys to general thoughts, but I just want to say this. So a lot of discussion has been about, including from me personally. So I'll just say that out front. As far as how this was released in terms of a binge model or the week-to-week thing. I will say, after watching the first 4 episodes, I easily, last night, for somebody who has trouble staying up late and falls asleep at the drop of a hat, these first 4 episodes were so engaging that if I didn't need to stop, because I had work in the morning, I would have just watched the whole entire.
I only stopped because I couldn't watch them for the pod.
Right, like that part too. That part too. But like overall, I think they clearly had an idea in mind in how they wanted to release this and how the show was made and created. And I'm so interested to get your guys' thoughts on it before I get into my own general thoughts. So, Teej, I'll start with you. In watching the first 4 episodes of this show, what kind of formulated in your mind as far as general thoughts, and what are your feelings? How did you receive these first 4 episodes?
Oh God, I did not want to go first.
Talk to me.
Let me just start with my experience. So there started to be some whispers around those internets of people that had seen the show that it was great, that it was really engaging, that it was great. I saw someone say that it was the best thing that Disney Plus has ever done in terms of their Marvel TV shows, which to me is a very high bar. I don't think that Marvel has the best batting average when it comes to these TV shows, but the high ends, you can't really deny some of the high end stuff that they made in the TV universe. So you know, I came into it very excited.
Mhm.
Obviously, I was a bit scared about the release schedule in terms of putting it all out at one time. My biggest takeaway is that after watching the first 4 episodes, because I didn't go any further,
Mhm.
uh, I think that this is a perfectly fine show to release all at once. I did not
Agreed.
feel like if I was watching this week to week, I do not know if I would have been grabbed enough to be dedicated to it, other than for like content or making like getting
Yeah.
on podcasts. Like I don't, I like Wonder Man, like it's fine, but it's not the stuff I like, I really like, but it's not. It wasn't necessarily grabbing my attention in the way that I wanted it to. So let me start with the positives.
Sure.
I think Yaha is great. I think that he's very compelling. He has a great voice, and like he embodies the role in a way that's great. And I really like his dynamic with Trevor Slattery. I like that dynamic, and that obviously is a major part of the show. You're spending a lot of your time either with Wonder Man or with Trevor Slattery or with both of them together. So I think that our leads have chemistry. It's really cool to have like an actor playing himself like in that kind of role. And I generally like movies and TV about people that make movies and TV. I find it to be fascinating. So seeing this actor in his process trying to figure out these characters is inherently fun. Uh, that being said, that's probably all I like about the show. I probably don't like anything else about the show. Like,
So
Ooh.
I think Teej is. I will say I think you and I AC are more closely aligned than Teej.
Yes, we are, but Jake, I do
Sorry.
want to hear from you first.
Yeah, I really like the show. I love stuff about Hollywood behind the scenes, and I like the thing I like about it a lot, honestly, is that it is um how sincerely it is like appreciative of the magic of acting. Like the thing
Mhm.
that's so hard to do in movies or television shows about movies and TV is to make the movie or TV or like the actors seem talented, right? Because but like when you see him do his auditions when he really locks in, like he actually locks in a way where you believe it. And then that bit, and I think in episode 3 where they just like exchange the monologues back and forth, it's like that's like not for comedy. Like that's like that actually just is Sir Ben Kingsley doing Lear, like on the couch. Like that's what's going on. And so I really like it from that perspective. And I think that you're absolutely right, Tej, that it's fine in a binge model. Not because like I wouldn't keep watching it on a week to week basis, but because I think what someone at Marvel I think realized is the worst thing that can happen to this show is people thinking that there are Easter eggs that are going to pay off the next episode.
Yeah.
Because it's like, and like the thing about this is this feels more like this. I would say is comparable to She-Hulk in that it feels more like a TV show of like 15 years ago than it does like a Disney Plus event. Like it, each episode is a kind of a self-contained story, even though it's all built into one thing. And like even though, the thing I like about it is like the way it's shot. It's shot like a TV show. It's not.
Yes.
It
Yes.
doesn't.
Yes.
And I think that that's good because it doesn't have any crazy VFX. It's like it's also a lot of it clearly shot in LA. Like it doesn't I think the thing that's so hard with Marvel is that they want to make stuff that doesn't have the same pressure and expectations of everything else they make. But the problem with that ultimately, if it's something like Secret Invasion, it's like you're spending $250 million, you have crazy special effects. The audience is primed to think it's super important. Whereas like I don't want to say like it looks bad because it looks good for a TV show, but it's like it
Mhm.
looks like a TV show that is a TV show. And so I just think that's and the thing that's so impressive to me about Yaya is that he's I'm shocked that he's allowing himself to play this character as kind of unlikable as he is. Like you root for him because you feel for him, but he's
Yeah.
like a really tough hang. Like you want to slap him in his head and be like, "Dude, just fucking read the lines." Like, and I was so impressed that that's how they lead with the character. That they lead with the character being like, you think at first it's like, "Oh my god, he's doing real research. He's being him cool," but it's like, no, you're actually just being a pain in the ass. You're wasting Ashley Green's time. She's already had enough of her career wasted with bad projects. You know what I mean? So it's like I don't know. I'm really impressed with the show. I don't think it's the best of the best, but also like I'm not. I don't know, I try not to let that stuff affect the way I watch it. People are hyperbolic, but I definitely think that I think it's exactly what it's going for, which I find really impressive. Given that I didn't think the MCU would be able to do something like this kind of small.
One thing I'll say about like best of this and that, I would love to just evaluate a show once I'm done watching it, and that's like the best way to do that part. Which I feel like what ends up happening these days is now, and I would say even the critics to a degree kind of are just finding the thing that they feel like they need to say to get as much engagement as possible. And I feel like this is a show that, for the most part, you could tell is universally liked and generally positive reviews. So that is very difficult to actually say the thing that I will get and garner that type of engagement because of something so positive. So you do jump out with the I've never seen this, I've never seen something like this before. This is the best thing I've ever seen. You know, that stuff tends to happen, especially in the way that people review these shows and movies now as opposed to a few years ago, because everybody's trying to look to say the thing. So I'll
Mhm.
say that part first. But in terms of the show itself, I think the thing, and Jake had mentioned the point about Yaya's character. I found myself incredibly intrigued at how sympathetic I was to him, despite the stuff about him being a tough hang, because of his inability to get out of his own way. It comes like right off the bat, and the whole meta idea of the backstory of a character, we're seeing the backstory and the kind of build of his character in the initial scene of him doing backstory and trying to build of a character that has no reason to be that big on a television show. So just like that off the bat was intriguing in itself. This is an MCU show that has very little MCU about it. So you're just kind of engaged with the people and the people, the visuals, everything around you, the town of Hollywood and everything along those lines. Dealing with agents, the just the how difficult it is to be an actor and trying to find that thing, his doubts, his Simon's, just inside his own head. And then, of course, when he meets Trevor, and we find out that Trevor's the whole DODC thing. That plays into the backlog of certain MCU tropes and things that we could talk about later. But that never comes to the main forefront. It's like a nice little plot device on the side, but it never overtakes what the main portion of the story is, which is Simon and Trevor and their growing friendship, which is so fascinating. The actual odd couple you're seeing on TV.
And the thing I really that makes me like this so much, honestly, is that I a lot during a lot of it, I'm like, this must be how AC felt during WandaVision, seeing all the Easter eggs. Because like the joke that people have made is it's the first MCU show for people whose idea of a fun date is going to the Criterion Closet. Uh, and like just like the specifics of the fact that I just love the joke that Joe Pantoliano has two posters for Baby's Day Out. Like that's such a specific dumb bit that of all the movies he's done, as somebody has two posters
He said,
for.
"I hated Baby's Day Out."
Or like the like I was because I've plugged it on the record. I think that Josh Gad is annoying. I'll be honest with you, he was so funny making. I love that performance because it's so clear that he
Yeah.
understands why people like me find him annoying, and he's like, I'm gonna do that. Like so, I don't know. I really enjoyed that. The thing I really liked about it is that I think I found really refreshing is that it felt like, despite the fact
Mm.
that it is a Marvel show, I think it was nice that it had all of the real world details because it's been so long since anything in the Marvel universe has
Mhm.
felt like it takes place in the real world. Because
Yeah.
everything in the Marvel universe now takes place after half the population went away because of Thanos. Like nothing can feel real, but it's like no, in this universe, even after the snap and the blip, Ryan Murphy still exists. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that. I thought that was really really cool, and I don't know. It also just like felt really like I've never had the same familial strife with going to school for screenwriting or what have you. But like, I mean, I'm almost 30. This is a lot of my friends who went to school for acting. Like, this is their lives of they've been trying it for like 10 years. They haven't gotten it. The parents are getting a little tired of having to occasionally pay their bills. Like I don't know. It just felt and I just really felt for. I think the reason you feel for Simon is because he is someone who is a tough hang, but he's his promise. The reason he's tough hang is because he's so unable to actually express himself in any meaningful way, and
Yeah.
like you feel because you're just like if you could just say it, if you could just take away the blockage, you'd be good. But he can't. He can't.
Yeah. It's very difficult. But what you want to say, Teach?
So let me say this first.
Sure.
I think in a lot of ways I am the target audience for a show like this. I
Yeah.
spend an inordinate amount of my time, way more than I should, thinking about how artists find a way to evoke the performances that we grow to love on screen and the lives that they live and the process of it. And so if you told me there's a Marvel show about a superhero who is also an actor and he's just going to be in Hollywood and you just have random actors show up to talk about movies, like that sounds like the coolest thing ever, and I would be into that. But I feel like there's something that leaves me wanting here, and I think what it is like Jake is saying, like this show does not feel like it's in the MCU, which is what I want. Like I want them to take risks like this, like and I'm like this is a good show. This is an entertaining show. I'm into the show. I'm not bored by the show, but I feel like the story beats leave me so. It's like everything is like we've dumbed everything down to a point where I'm losing interest. Like for example, like he goes to his parents, he goes to his family's house, and the family clearly like the brother does not want him to be an actor. Like the brother wants him to do something more financially stable. But the way he communicates that is like so hand-fisted. He's just like, yeah, of course he doesn't have a job.
Yeah.
Of course he didn't go buy my mom a gift. And like he's narrating this, and it's just like I feel like there's so many beats in this show where it's like he goes to he's on the set for American Horror Story and he's doing his thing. And he has like 35 notes to give this young black director. And the director isn't even pushing back, but she's clearly annoyed, but she's not even like gonna big dog him at any point. Like she's young. She like there may be dynamics there. And so like he's just like has 17 notes and just like that goes on for like 7 beats too long. And I'm like, oh, okay, I get it. Like the way that we're conveying the messages is so dumbed down that it's messing with the stuff that I really like, which is when we're not in story mode, when we're not in advance the plot mode, and we're just in, they're just going to sit in the room and do leer back and forth and do their lines. I'm finding that I'm liking those moments a lot more than I'm liking the story moments. Like, for example, hanging out with the doorman. I was dying inside. I was like, I don't want to hang out with the doorman. Like,
really?
Yes, I was like, I don't want to hang out with the doorman at all. I want to go hang out with Trevor Slattery and Simon, and I want to get back into them. And the fact, because he mentions in the episode prior, the reason why you can't be an actor and be a superhero at the same time is because of the doorman and whatever his name is, the doorman being his nickname. But we don't know what that means, and we're going to come back to that. I like dropping something there like that, and then like we're not going to tell you what that is yet. Like we're just going to advance the plot and keep going and then come back to it. But I was like, okay, we'll spend 5 minutes with the doorman. Okay, maybe we'll spend 10 minutes with the doorman. It's like, nope, we're spending 25 minutes with the doorman. And I was like, oh god,
that was my favorite episode of the 4. I'm sorry.
Okay, so
like that episode a lot.
So Teej, I want to say this, and we can talk about, because we have plenty to talk about with the other 3 episodes. But I think the thing about the doorman, one, for me, it was legitimately funny, and I felt like it told the story of what ends up happening to people in Hollywood when they kind of have a jingle and they kind of have a thing that works for a while, and then all of a sudden, like, it doesn't work out. And the ding dong aspect of it.
Would it be better if it was knock knock?
And that's the thing, like, is that part wasn't it's not only funny, but it also kind of tells the truth of what ends up happening to people after a while, like especially in the age that we live in terms of the 15 minutes of fame, and like him reading that message online and him wondering like, oh, wait a minute, this thing could reverse on me, and then it ends up reversing on him. And then I think the other part is, which is the actual marvel of it all, this is the real introduction to the Mutant Registration Act. This is all like following like this backdrop with the damage control thing. Like that scene where you have all of them in the, the bureaucracy part of it, where they're all like, well, these prisons are expensive and we only got half the people in them. Dog, that felt very, very real. Like that felt like a very real thing that's not only happening in real life, but in terms of like the marvel of it all, these powered people now getting banned from doing stuff because of something legitimately happening. Like it's a tragic story what happened to Josh Gad, even though
canonically Josh Gad was killed. No, listen, here's about Josh Gad. He's one of those guys who I think his public persona is so annoying, but also he's truly a guy in Hollywood where it's like every
Yes.
story about him is like the nicest guy. The nicest guy. I'm like, but he's so annoying.
Well, he dies, but the thing I think that turns
Well,
out
we don't
with
know that
it.
he's dead. Maybe
That's
he's
true.
gonna come back.
Well,
Maybe
yeah,
he's
he's stuck somewhere. But this is how like you get to the when eventually we get the X-Men, you see kind of the how this gets formulated. How this comes to fruition, and I love like the little inklings of a story because remember, old boy, Asian boy. Well, we've seen him in Miss Marvel before, and Miss Marvel, as we know in the MCU, is a mutant.
Mm.
This thing is kind of following along to an extent, and apparently in Spider-Man, this is supposed to be the same thing.
He's in No Way Home.
It was in No Way Home. So first they're looking at weapons. Now they're looking at powered people. Powered people eventually, when we get to the X-Men, is going to turn into mutants. We need a reason for this whole mutant thing to become. We hate these people. We're
Mm.
going to put the message out there that these
Mm.
people should be feared. And I think that Doorman episode not only provided the laughs and the backdrop and all of that other stuff, but he creates that story that will turn into a bigger thing eventually. And I like that it sprouted from this little instance in the show. So I thought
Yeah.
the Doorman episode was very effective for multiple reasons.
I just love the power is so odd, and I like it because it's like a power
Yes.
that is not good enough in order to be a superhero. Like he's just like a guy. He's like a dwarf. The funny thing is, a funny thing I felt about Ariane Moayed's performance is that like he definitely is playing it a lot more comedically. And
Yes.
the note I made is like he's playing it. It's honestly he's playing it like a Jake Johnson role, and I mean that in a good way. Like it's almost like what if he's almost playing it like not
Mhm.
quite Nick from New Girl, but it's kind of that same vibe. But I think that I like the way that they're introducing this, and I like the way that they are. I like the fact that they have the scene of the impetus for it is that the prison's not filled, because I like that it's not really that they don't even like bother with acting like it's somehow justified. It's like no, like this is
Yeah.
all bullshit. Like there's no actual reason. This is all just because of bureaucracy and nonsense. Because that's how all this shit happens. But no, the thing about the Dorman episode is I felt like I I honestly would have preferred it even a little bit more if it was fully like a True Hollywood Story like
Yeah.
documentary. That I think would have been a little bit better. But I like I like
Shout
the
out
way
to
that they
Mario
did.
Lopez.
Yeah, Mario Lopez coming in, just great stuff. I mean, yeah, that's. But no, the I don't know. I think that it is a fun little detour. You're right that it could have not been a full episode, I guess. But no, I also think that I think we're also in a specific situation because we decided to cut it off at 4 episodes. Like I think I might feel differently if I'd watched the first 3 or no, watched the first 3 and then I watched 4, 5, 6, then I might feel differently about it.
Right. That may play a role in it. I think another thing, Teach, that you mentioned about the familial strife is something that I didn't think of in terms of the way that they hammered the exposition. I just think what ended up happening for me was that it was very effective in terms of Trevor seeing Yaya's family react to him and how
Mhm.
they speak about him and how they view him.
Mm-hmm.
More importantly,
Mm-hmm.
as we have that little exchange where they're speaking Haitian and they think that he doesn't understand it and he does. Like that type of stuff that's a very real thing that happens.
I think his brother left me wanting, but the scene with Trevor and his mom I thought was really kind of
Yes.
heartbreaking. Where she said, "I thought he didn't need other people, but he does," and just like that actually was like really
That was
affecting.
heartbreaking.
Like it's like because like that's a like she's like, "Oh, he has his movies and stuff." It's like no, that's not enough. He actually just doesn't have the human connection he needs, which makes a question I'm wondering. And Teej, I want your take on this because I was wondering like everything we see with him in this series makes me wonder how he had a girlfriend, much less the always winning Olivia Thirlby.
It's a really great point.
Like I just don't believe that he could, you know, like I don't know. I mean, I hope she comes back. If she's only in one scene, then Jesus Christ, her career has fallen off. But I mean, she's fucking great in like Dread and stuff. So that'd be horrible. But I do actually want to explore that a little bit because it's like
Yeah.
we see him be talented, but we don't see him be charming. You know what I mean?
Like ever.
Yeah.
I think I hate to be this guy, and I cannot believe I'm
Go
going to
for
utter
it.
the sentence I'm going to say.
Go for it.
But and again, I definitely agree that because of like we stopped after 4 of 8. Like I'm sure that this could change, and I've even heard that in episode 5 things change a bit. But like I, in theory, I'm fine with a superhero show that has no superhero stuff. But in reality,
Yeah.
I was like, come on, bro, give me a little bit. It doesn't have to be somebody I know. Just give me a little bit of superhero stuff because I do want that, and I know that that's probably coming. But I also found it a little weird that like we might not even have like a villain or like in the traditional sense, maybe like the DOPD situation,
The DOPD,
maybe that
yep.
or yes, like maybe
The
that
Department of
is
Double Penetration.
so,
Oh no, you said PD. Never mind.
Department of the what are they? Damage Control,
Yeah.
DC, whatever. That department.
I cannot believe you did.
Whatever it is.
No, you know what it is. It's Department of Damage Control. You can't say whatever it is.
Damage Control. Like, are they
Yes,
going to be
they're-
our big bad? Like,
I don't.
our
I
big
suspect
bad's
no,
going to be
probably
the
not.
state. Like, if our big bad is literally the state,
Oh,
maybe
man.
this is going to hit like a prescient point in our current political discourse. But like, I want a villain. I want a bad guy, not just
Yeah.
the bad guy who like. I also don't know if I like that
That's right.
actor, but him in the role of like douchebag cop. I just like that does nothing for me. That role
I think
does nothing for me.
He needs to have a turn of some kind because if he doesn't,
Yeah, he has to turn it up a little bit.
He's no. I don't mean turn up. I mean like have a face turn in a way.
Oh, face turn. Okay.
I don't think because if he's supposed to be straight villainous, I think he's actually playing it pretty terribly. I think he's playing it more sympathetically than he would need to be if he's actually the big
Yeah,
I
Like,
agree with that.
like I've suspected he's gonna have a face turn since Miss Marvel because I remember specifically in Miss Marvel he's in a interrogation scene with him and a fellow DODC person, and I remember the person is saying like to Miss Marvel's friend like we'll investigate your mosques, your yada yada, and he has like a look where they kind of like he's not that bad, and so like I think they're setting him up to like not be as awful.
right.
If so, then it explains why you cast him. But you're right. He doesn't have. I don't buy him. It might be because I literally like 2 weeks ago saw him speak at like an anti-ICE protest. So I'm like, I know you don't have. He is playing him more nuancedly than the government, and so like I hope they have more for him than that because I'm a little worried that they don't because Marvel has done that before where they've had a character that's like painted ambiguously, and then at the end it's like, nope, they're just straightforward.
Yeah, I think in terms of the superhero of it all, I didn't mind it not being as present as of yet. Maybe because obviously not only the aspect of there being 4 episodes left, but there's something to be said about learning about a person and a character before they become the thing. And I think that aspect of it is interesting, and it's one of the things that I think it's been a little bit of a departure from what we've seen from the Disney Plus TV series. Like when they started them, a lot of it was the established characters, and then they moved into some of the ones that we were trying to build up, like a Miss Marvel or a Moon Knight per se. I think what Wonder Man is doing is getting you to do something that when the MCU is at its best is getting you to care about the people on screen and these characters. And I feel like Simon Williams through 4 episodes so far, I don't know, we'll see if it changes. I've so far I'm invested in his story. I'm invested in him and Trevor and that relationship. How does Trevor taking the wire out and throwing it away, breaking the tape? I think that was a significant thing for him because it's like he realizes like, yo, this guy is going through some stuff, and it seems like he does need a friend, and I could be that friend. And that part of it was like, oh, very engaging.
Yeah.
And the turn of Trevor Slattery for me because all them years ago in MC University lore, I was annoyed at the character. I with the Iron Man 3 shit. So I'm happy that we've now come full circle many years later, and I feel pretty good about the Trevor Slattery character.
Really,
now.
an incredible turnaround of it because he's
Yes.
so it also this is like it explains exactly why Ben Kingsley is one of our great living actors, because
Yes.
as the on-screen Mandarin, the some people call me a man, he's incredible. He's scary. And then when he plays Trevor Slattery in that movie, and he's a drunk idiot, he's
Yes.
hilarious. And then in this, he's simultaneously funny, but also really soulful and sensitive. Like, it's like,
Yes.
oh yeah, like you want a character that has this much growth. And I do love the detail, even though it's kind of said as a joke that he's 13 years sober. That means he hasn't drank since Iron Man 3. Chats to him. I mean, no, I think that he's like. I also think the thing is, I don't have as much experience with this because I've never lived in LA, but you do get it even in New York sometimes. The Teej, you live in
Yeah.
LA, you can attest to this. That there are just guys like this who, because you forget, like, if you're like a working actor who's like not super successful, but like does regular stuff and is a working actor in like your 30s or 40s, you're probably still not a working actor in your 70s. So LA is just full of dudes in their 70s who probably have like enough money saved up from shit where they can like live in an apartment forever, but like they're still have nothing to do. And like feels like such a real type of guy outside of the Mandarin thing,
I hit that button.
What is that Mandarin thing? What are we doing there? Maybe I missed something.
You
So
did.
he played a terrorist on
Yeah,
TV.
do you not see Iron Man 3?
Iron Man 3? Do you
Well,
remember
yeah, I
Iron
get
Man 3?
that. So he played a terrorist. So he was the guy from Iron Man 3. Okay, got it.
Yes.
But so he played him on TV and then did it like in real life. Like, what's the synergy between his career and
Aldrich
that?
Killian,
Yeah.
Killian, the bad guy in Iron Man 3, wanted to create a fake terrorist. So he hired a drunk British failed actor to play a terrorist for his schemes, right? And when Tony Stark found him, and it's like Trevor Slattery was like, I was just playing a role, yada yada yada, and so he ended up getting arrested for that because he was technically involved in terrorism. And then he got broken out by Wenwu and Shang-Chi, well, in between, and then he's been on the run since, basically, and he's trying to come back to the United States, and that's when he gets tackled.
But okay, a couple questions. One, is Trevor Slattery in Iron Man 3?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
That's the joke. That's the joke.
Okay,
that I hated at the time.
Was he in? So he was. So whatever this movie is that he played the Mandarin in,
it's not a movie. He was in like live broadcast.
He was being a terrorist. He was pretending to be a terrorist because of Aldrich Killian, the name. Yeah. Yes.
Got it.
But Aldrich Killian,
that whole thing went way over my head.
Fed him booze and women, and convinced him that it was for a film. He thought he was acting, and it turns out he was actually like giving terrorist messages.
And that's Tony Stark.
Yeah.
This is actually in Marvel.
He shot someone in the head like in a terrorist video, and he was like, "Oh no, that was like those were blanks." Like,
that's what he was told. That's what he was told. That's the whole. I obviously, like, I'm sure a lot of people don't remember it, but yeah, that's what happens in Iron Man 3, and it's a twist that famously, as AC was going to say, he hated at the time.
When we did the Iron Man 3 pod, Teej, I famously hated that whole turn, because I thought we were getting Tony Stark versus the Mandarin in Iron Man 3. I thought it was going to be great. The way that they were portraying him, we got Ben Kingsley as the Mandarin, this shit going to be fire. And then that shit turned into a joke, and I was not happy about it. I was famously on the show not happy about it for years. And then they did the Shang-Chi thing. They explained it away, and I was like, all right, I can't really get mad because, when we got into the whole racism.
And also, like, there's the whole, the actual Mandarin in the comics is, the most racist thing.
Yes. So there's a lot of things going on. There's a lot of things going on.
In hindsight, it's kind of like, you know what? I'm glad that Shane Black didn't write the actual Mandarin movie. Probably wouldn't have been his finest hour.
Yeah, that would not have been a thing that would have worked out pretty well.
No, but no. So I think that it's funny that they've made this character into like such a sympathetic guy. With his clearly dyed long hair and his animosity towards Joey Pants.
That was great. I love that so much. That was such a good. Them trying to go around do a self tape, trying to go all over Hollywood to do a self tape. That lady at that place that they went to first, just messing up the whole vibes of everything, and then they had to drive along. That's I like just Trevor and Simon running around was fun. Like I was surprised at how much I enjoyed that. So like obviously we want to see things pick up a little bit in terms of where this eventually goes, but I think they just create. I think honestly, what DDC created was just something genuine, and I feel like when you get something genuine, sometimes you gotta just appreciate it for what it is.
I also do think that it's a bit on the nose for people who have seen it, but this is a Marvel property, and it's a movie that came out in 1969, so I doubt it. The fact that the movie they meet at is Midnight Cowboy is extremely on the nose, given like that Trevor Slotty takes him under his wing and is like, "I'm gonna teach you the ropes, you young buck." Like it's really like the same, which does make me worried about Trevor's character at the end of the series. But
Oh my goodness,
I
yeah.
mean, because famously that's how Midnight Cowboy ends. But no, I think that it is also like such a classic relationship, and it's one of those things where the MCU, we always talk about it, like the value that they get about of having just great actors. It's like the material doesn't need to be incredible. Yaya and Ben Kingsley, you're talking about, like, it's gonna be good. I mean, they're like the fact that they had Ben
Yeah.
Kingsley for their fucking 8-episode series. Think about that. If you told someone like 20 years ago, like Marvel is going to have a television show where Ben Kingsley is a principal character, you'd be like, no.
And then Yaya and him playing off each other in these episodes, like I just think it's a great match. Like it's incredible how those two really linked up for this, and their friendship is like legit. You feel it, and you want to see what happens next. And that's part of it where I'm sure like it'll play in over the next 4 episodes. In terms of the idea of Trevor, like get rid of the tape. What's the DODC gonna do with him now? And does that spring Simon into action? What happens when Simon eventually? I'm sure he's gonna find out that Trevor was spying on him. How's that gonna affect things? Like these are just like general things that you are intrigued in because of the friendship that they've built. And I do appreciate that they've gone to the lengths that they did in a very I think fun way, deep way, created a friendship that you want to see it grow and you want to see where it goes.
Yeah, but I will say they do need to get on that movie set. I want to see some Wonder Man shit.
Yeah, we gotta get the we gotta
Yeah,
get the Von
we got
Kovac
to.
that
We
part.
have
Yeah,
to.
that's the next piece of it. So yeah, they're both getting callbacks. But go
Do
ahead, Teej.
y'all think that the cast and crew of Rust, the faded movie where someone died on set from using being handed a gun that was a prop gun or
Mm-hmm.
had live rounds, when that moment happens where he explains where you see that terrorist video and then he explains that he thought it was blanks. Did you feel like that? Because I felt like that was the first thing I thought of kind of immediately, even though there are other examples of unfortunately similar things happening in movie sets.
Wait, are you
That
asking
was
me
the
if
first
Trevor
thing I thought of.
Slattery thought that it was a Rust situation?
Yeah, it feels like it's a sensitive time to make something like
Yeah.
that, given that we're like, I'm pretty sure we're still
Wait,
in
this is
litigation
Iron Man
over
3.
there.
This came out in 2013.
Well, yeah, but we didn't see the terrorist
Yes, we
shoot
did.
video in Iron Man 3,
Yes,
or
we
is it
did.
actually in Iron Man 3?
Yes, it is in Iron Man 3.
Oh, okay, got it.
Teej. Teej.
It felt, I don't know. It felt too. It felt. I don't know.
It came out
Guys.
You know what? Go back on Disney Plus and rewatch Iron Man 3.
I mean, I suppose
buddy.
you could say, like, is it too soon? It was 19 years after The Crow, but, like, I don't
It did happen on The Crow.
Yeah.
And also, you see how much of Iron Man 3 I have deleted from my memory? My memory of Iron Man 3 kind of stops after, what are they at, like the F1 Monaco race or something?
That's
and then,
It's Iron Man 2.
Okay, then Iron Man 3 is totally out of my brain. It's gone.
I
totally
like
gone.
it a lot. It's a Shane Black movie. It's good.
It's totally gone from my recollection.
Oh my
I
God.
tell you, I've always said, Iron Man 3, I'm like, oh shit, this movie is gonna be great. Oh my gosh, we got this little duel going on. We got the vignettes. He's doing the videos. Mandarin, Tony Stark ready to go fight him, and then that shit happens. I was just like, oh god damn it.
The one thing I love about Iron Man 3, I love doing the Mandarin voice.
Yes.
There was an attack in Pakistan. That was me. I did that. I love that voice. It's so good. I wish that's up there with like. I wish that Iron Man 3 was more in the zeitgeist so I could do that voice more.
Oh man, clearly it's not.
It's the zeitgeist. No, just it's in one ear, right at the other for Teej. I mean, fucking Academy Award nominee Guy Pearce is in it.
One of the great Iron Man scenes is in it. Like
maybe I've only
when
watched
the compound blows up. That was a great scene.
I think I've only seen this film once, and I was
Rebecca
like, okay,
Hall's in
never
it.
watching
She's
that
great.
Oh
again.
yeah, Rebecca Hall's in it. Yeah, we got there's a lot going on in that movie.
It was a reteaming of RDJ and Shane Black after Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, and it went right over Teej's head.
Are there any Marvel movies that y'all have only seen once and never revisited, like ever?
I've watched Eternals 1.5 times. But we do this pod, so it's like we always.
I've seen Eternals twice.
One time was too much.
Yeah, but the thing is, we do this pod, so, like, it's, you know,
Right.
That's fair. That's fair. I
yeah,
wonder
we're
how
back
many
to
people
audience
have
task.
rewatched the Eternals. Like, I wonder
Yeah.
if we got. I wish we could have numbers on that.
Yeah, I mean, I think there are a lot of people who are, like, completionists who are like, "Let me give it another shot."
Yeah.
Um, but I don't know. For me, like, I always just rewatch the stuff because we do this podcast. So, like, it's kind of like as I've always
Yeah, and we've done shows about the final fight scenes. We've done
yeah,
shows. We ranked the movies at I think
mhm,
32.
yeah,
So like there's a lot of
yeah,
rewatching that goes
yeah.
on when it comes to that stuff because we try to be
Yeah, we're
students
the
of the game.
worst people to ask that question to.
Yes,
Um,
the absolute worst.
because yeah, the joke the comparison I always make it to was when there was like the big hullabaloo about the NBA ratings being down, and it was like
Yes,
fucking Zach Lowe discussing it. It's like I don't want Zach Lowe's opinion on why people aren't watching the NBA. He watches more NBA than anyone. That's someone who's a normal person. Like
the wrong person and just
like
the
whenever
wrong
people
way.
ask us about like MCU fatigue, and it's like we watch everything. We're the absolute wrong people to ask
Yeah,
about
like
this.
we are just here for everything, and that's why it was so intriguing when the show came along and everybody
Yeah.
was so positive about it.
Mhm.
We were just like, oh, it's nice to get a Disney Plus show that feels like it has some positivity attached to it.
Mhm.
But as we spin this forward, Tej, I want to ask you what if besides the superhero stuff, what's one thing that before you watch these next 4 episodes that you're looking forward to seeing?
I want to get on the Wonder Man set. Like, I'm very excited
Yeah.
to because like Jake was saying, this kind of looks like a TV show, and I think that like once we get on the Wonder Man set, it's probably
Yeah.
going to look more like a movie. Like, and I just mean that in the way that it's shot.
Mhm.
And I'm just excited to kind of see him in action. Like, even if like the action is for like a movie set, and I'm also interested. What I think is going to happen is that the tension in the relationship between Simon and Trevor is
Mhm.
going to manifest itself on set because they're both going to be cast in the two roles
Yes.
in the Wonder Man movie. So their tension is going to be acted out in their acting and the way they can't find their groove as two actors. And I think that's just going to be a very cool way to kind of like another way to show the tension between the two of them. And whenever Simon eventually finds out, but then Trevor is trying to show him or prove himself to him that like
Right.
I've actually decided to be on your side, even though I was brought into this. I only came across you because I was, hired to spy on you, but now I see that you're a good person. That's the thing I'm most excited for.
Yes, yes. And how about you, Jake? What are you looking forward to?
I don't think we're gonna get exact answers, but I just want to know some more about what Simon's life has been. Like I was saying, like I actually think it would be illuminating to find out how he met his girlfriend, how that relationship started. Not because like I care about that relationship specifically, but they talk about how he has no friends and he's been working in LA for 10 years. Like, what's that like? And how clearly he hasn't destroyed his apartment before from his powers, but I think
Right.
that there's a lot of questions to be asked about, like what the fuck is the deal with his powers? What are his powers? What causes them? What caused them? Um, I don't need once again complete concrete answers on those, but like clearly this is a thing that he is trying to convince himself he can ignore. And what does that look like, right? Like how in denial is he? Can he actually control them? Like, or is he like kidding himself to think that he ever could get away with violating the doorman policies?
Yeah, I think that's an important part of the story. Like he's got to get to a point where it seems like he doesn't have control of them at all. So he has to get to a point where he has to do that for multiple reasons. So I do want to see them flesh that out and where that goes. And I kind of want to get back to the family stuff because that the stuff with the brother seems to just not like him. So there's just something very a deep seated
Mm-hmm.
jealousy slash he just it just doesn't like like
And
when you
I
see
think a
stuff
big
like
thing
that,
is
yeah.
until he has that moment in the kitchen, at least for me, it wasn't clear to me whether or not the family knew he had the powers. And
Yeah.
so the fact that they did know, and it's a thing that's like not even like alluded to a little bit with them, that says a lot to me. That they know he has this power, and like, but he still is the black sheep. He still is, but he's still like mama's baby. Like the fact that they've just decided to act like that's not going on at all says as much to me about the family dynamics than anything. You know what I mean? Because like you would almost
Yeah.
think that like the fact that the older brother is still kind of treating him that way,
Mhm.
even though he knows that he has the powers, is like it fills in a lot of blanks.
Yeah, yeah, it's significant. So I do want to see that family aspect come back, at least another time before this series and slash first season. I know they're hoping. I know Marvel TV wants to get another season out of this, and so like we'll see what the response is and how people watch it and what they get out of it. But I mean, so far, I think it's really good. I think I'm really intrigued. I'm excited to see where these next 4 episodes go, and I'm excited to cover it next week. Gentlemen, before we go, we got a nice little teaser yesterday before
Wait, can I
Wonder
give a
Man.
final thought on? I was saving just a little nugget
Oh
about.
yeah, sure,
Just
sure,
want to give a
sure.
quick shout out to the actor who plays the writer on American Horror Story. Is a comedian named Beth Stelling, who I once met at a 4th of July party, and she was a very nice person. Just want to give a shout
Oh,
out to her. Well,
okay,
I met
salute.
her when I was in college,
Nice.
and she was like a working comedian, and she gave me and my friend who's also in college like 20 minutes of her time talking about the industry and stuff like that. And so, shouts to her.
Oh, awesome, awesome! I love it. I love it. But yes, we look forward. We will be back early next week talking about Wonder Man. So looking forward to that. But we did get a teaser yesterday. Daredevil: Born Again season 2 is coming out March 24th. This is very exciting news, and I'm sure Teej, when you saw
Oh
them
my
jeans in
god.
that teaser, tell me, give me your tease. What's your thoughts, brother?
First of all, I'm excited for the season two. I thought season one had some high points and some low points, but I'm excited for season two. That being said, this particular trailer didn't move me at all, and I think it's the music of it all. I think it's like the needle drop of like I just that like I don't watch the show to hear needle drops, even though sometimes they do that. Like I want to
Yeah.
see Vincent D'Onofrio, I want to see Punisher, I want to see Daredevil. I want those three guys to get their bars off. Like, also, I think it's pretty interesting that we like. What are we going to do with the fact that we killed off his best friend for no reason? I'm really interested to see how they address that because I think that he's going to come back. I think that makes the
We
most
getting a
sense.
flashback. They they show him in the teaser. Yeah.
Oh, is he actually shown in it? I
Yeah.
thought I didn't
Yeah,
see him. Okay,
we get a quick shot of him.
hmm
Yeah, so
good
there's a
because
flashback
Yeah,
in
I
there.
oh,
only
Okay.
realized that
make
because
that right.
I only realized that because friend of the show, Michael Springthorpe, took a screenshot of it and said, "We have Jesse Plemons at home," which made me laugh.
I'm excited to get him back into the show.
Mhm.
Hopefully, it's not in some stupid capacity. Like, just put him back on the show. Like, no one's going to care that you made an awful decision to kill him with whoever the fuck you had making the first version of the show. That didn't
It was a bad
I
awful
just,
decision.
awful
yeah.
decision. Like, we don't need to
I
do
mean,
that. Let us have our fun, bro. Like, come on.
I'm so excited to see. For some reason, Kingpin is boxing. Um,
Yes.
just thinking about,
That's
actually,
incredible shit.
imagine if, like, imagine the media reaction if it was that Zoran was going to do a boxing match. Like,
I mean, right now he doing everything, so he might
uh,
as well get in the ring too. I mean, shit.
but no, I'm excited. I think it excited me because there's a lot of stuff that was cool. I think you're right about the needle drop. We're just like, I don't know. I guess for me, like Daredevil is like such a cool and like violent show, and like Donald Glover went to the same program at NYU that I did, and so no, he's never gonna be tough. It's never gonna like. And I love the reason I went there is because I learned he went there. But like Childish Gambino, he's just never. You can't. It's just not cool. He's never cool. Anyway. I'm so excited for Jessica Jones back. I love. I think I probably am highest on Jessica Jones of anyone in the MC University family. I love that show, especially the first season. I think the first season
The first
famously.
season is
The
great.
first
Like it's a
She's a
season is
great
villain.
famously.
first
She is a
season.
villain merchant. That first season is great because it has a really,
Yeah.
really, really cool
I
villain.
understand that, but I think that I really like her as a character. I'm excited to have her back. I'm excited to have her interplay with Daredevil because I think that was one of the bright spots of Defenders, a show that was
Agreed.
extremely uneven. But no, I also think that Teej, what you alluded to, like the fact that this season is going to be made by like one brain trust and it's not going to have bullshit that they have to do because they can't reshoot everything. I'm just way more confident in it, and I'm excited to have another show that's like not like the fact that I know that they want to do a season 3 and possibly a season 4. It's like this is just like the Marvel TV show that we tune into, and so the individual pressure of anything is just so much less. And so I'm just excited to see it again because it's just such a fucking great group of characters, and they set up so much cool shit. Um, I don't know, like,
season
yeah.
3, season 3 films in a few months.
Exactly,
So
like, that makes me feel so much better about season 2. You know what I mean? Because it's like, I don't have this
Same.
doesn't need to set up a movie or doesn't need to be the end word on the Daredevil character.
Totally agree.
yes, they have a vision. They have a clear vision of what they want to do. They can now start to rope in the Spider-Man stuff into that, the whole street level stuff. And yeah, we have the whole anti-vigilante task force thing that they're going to be visiting. So that'll be a fascinating aspect. Kingpin and his henchmen. What's going to go on with that? And Vanessa, what is she up to
Vanessa,
this season?
you
And
embarrass
then
me,
our and
you
then
fool,
our
Vanessa.
and then our pal Bullseye.
Also,
Uh,
Matthew Lillard's in it. I forget what character he's playing, but
yeah, I
always happy to see him. Always happy to see Matthew Lillard.
Yeah, so they're adding some elements to this show, and I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. We got Daredevil in the black suit this season, so that should be a nice little change.
That's
And
what Will Smith was rapping about when he said black suit's coming. Sorry, continue.
and yes, and we're well, just generally speaking, like yeah, Daredevil. The fact that we got this every year, I feel like is fun, and the fact that they're investing in it that particular way, I think is a good sign. And just another example of 2026 going to be a fun MCU year, and we're definitely looking forward to it. And we're looking forward to continuing our coverage of Wonder Man early next week.
Yep.
Um, and we appreciate our pal Teej for joining us on this episode as always. Teej, where can we find you? Where can we follow you, my friend? Before you say that, I forgot to do the segment,
Yeah,
so
you
I'll
didn't
do it.
do it.
I'll do it right
Yeah.
now, and it's not anything too crazy.
Mhm.
Earlier
Thank
today,
God.
you said keep Giannis's hoe ass in the East.
Please, y'all can deal with that bum. We don't need him out west. And also, I'm happy that people are starting to wake up to Giannis being a fraud. This
I've been
whole I
saying
don't want
that
to be
for over a
traded.
year.
My
Yeah.
agent asked to be traded, but I never asked to be traded. Now you got a headline today that says that he's, quote, ready to find a new home. What the fuck is going on? Either you demanded a trade or not, or they're going to trade you despite the fact that you haven't been traded or not. This whole will they, won't they shit in the press and Giannis trying to maintain his. It kind of reminds me of Damian Lillard, who was
Yeah.
like, I'm loyal, I'm loyal, I'm loyal, I'm loyal.
Yeah.
And it's like, awkward, I want to leave now. Like, maybe y'all should have a little bit of foresight to think maybe the organization that I know and love right now will not fucking do what they're supposed to do. And I want to leave town, and I'm not going to shit on guys who just want to play in the best basketball situation. I just don't understand that, but I just think it's fake. And now I don't want to hear about that loyalty. You're still a loyal person. You won a championship for that organization. They can't fucking be mad at you that you want to leave. That team stinks now. And Lillard got hurt in this. You play with Kyle Kuzma every night. It's a mess. Get out of there.
Teams do this all the time. It just never it escapes my mind. Like, why? You knew that this was gonna happen. The organization and Giannis knew this was coming. Yet y'all wanted to do the dance anyway because y'all both were scared of being the one to make the first choice, like a bunch of idiots. Like
I said it loud and clear.
Yeah.
I said it loud and clear. In Astoria, the Greek neighborhood of New York, there is Ditmars Boulevard. The moment the trade goes through, we are replacing that with Antetokounmpo Boulevard. I don't care. You know what I mean? We'll be right there. Hey, Giannis, you and I will have a ceremony right by where it was 31st Avenue meets Ditmars Boulevard by the CVS. We'll be replacing the signs, and we can. You want to go for souvlaki afterwards? Great news! There are 15 places within 10 minutes. Please. You think a smoothie's good? Shit, man. Giannis, please. I'm begging you.
This does feel like a Jim Dolan Leon. You might need to just do this. So if I gotta step in, I'm gonna step in. So I don't know how that's gonna go.
Can I ask you a question, AC? Can we do
what's
a
up?
sec?
Talk to me.
Let me just be honest about this. Like, first of all, everything that Knicks fans are saying about Cat is true. It's true. It's just a true thing, right? However, I genuinely think that Cat was like flat out amazing in last year's playoffs. Like, flat out amazing. He's hurt. He's fucking getting it done. Like, I was very impressed with him as somebody who's
big spots.
I've
20
always
points
been
in
a
the fourth
Cat
quarter
denier.
of Game 3 of the
I thought he was so good. I thought last season was so fun. You go into this season, you win the cup, and then things have gone awry for the last three weeks, maybe 4 weeks, which is happening kind of all around the league. This is the time of year when this always happens. Teams get creaky in this time of year. They're ready for the All-Star break. Why are the New York fans so ready to get rid of Cat? I just do not think if you get Giannis, that's one thing, but I don't understand why all of a sudden the Knicks fans hate Cat.
It's the reason why
It's
NBA
crazy.
Twitter makes fun of him. It's because he has a high pitched voice. That's it. Everything about, I mean, obviously I don't love his body language. I think he's a little bit annoying. But like, why do the fans turn on him so quickly? It's because he has a feminine sounding voice.
He's not a little bit annoying, and that's not it. He literally commits the dumbest fouls you have ever seen in your life. That middle schoolers won't commit. Like it's extremely frustrating.
If he sounded like Draymond, it would be like, oh, he's just so tough he can't control his body. Like, the thing is, like, no, I'm completely serious. The way that people insult Cat, it is so nuts. How every single one of them, like it's code for like a little feminine, huh? It's honestly they're all Marcus Morris saying female tendencies. That's how everyone talks about Cat. And so, like, while I'm frustrated by him, anytime someone like says something bad about him, like, I don't know if I want to co-sign that.
I'll say this much. I thought it was pathetic what the team did when Draymond went at him in Golden State. And I just thought, like, after that, I felt like, all right, they may just have to move him just because of the vibes. Because it just feels like it's a vibes thing in that locker room that's going on. And then also, like, also logistically, when you get to the on the court stuff. See, the fact is, they're gonna build whether Brunson wins a championship or not. I don't know, but he's the golden boy. They're not gonna do anything to him. They're not gonna trade him. They're not gonna do any of that stuff. You can't have two awful defenders on the court at the same time in these games. That's why Cat is now getting benched for Mitchell Robinson in these fourth quarters, and that's how the Knicks have won the last 3 games essentially because of that particular thing. So that's always going to be an eyesore. That's always going to be a thing that gets exploited. Indiana exploited that in the conference finals last season. And whenever the Knicks lose games, that's usually what happens is both Brunson and Towns get exploited. You could cover for one guy, but covering for two is next to near impossible. So that's when it comes down to that. That's me. I don't care about the zesty shit. I don't care about. I don't care about none of that. Now I will say the on the court stuff is the stuff the stupid fouls.
Yes.
I knew this before they traded for him because I watch the NBA. I see him all the time, and I knew I was gonna hate it. And when you see it, he just touches people for no reason. It's just so irritating.
It's insane that is still a part of it. Like it's not like, oh, like I'm like if you're trying to play defense and you end up fouling, like that doesn't mean that it's acceptable, but at least you understand it. Cat will get fouls where it literally is like, I don't think you were trying to play defense or gain some kind of advantage, but I don't think you also were trying to hurt anybody. You just did something. Like your body is just like having a spastic reaction. And it's like these are the worst. Why do you have 3 fouls and the game's been off for 5 minutes? How does that happen?
He acts like he didn't do anything, and we all saw you. We all are watching. It's not like these are not obvious fouls. He's pushing people. Like, come on, man. The hook, the way he goes, drives. Then the other thing, where he's kneeing poor Dwight Powell in the balls last week, and just like kicking and hooking people, and it's just like, yo. Just drive to the basket like a normal human being. You know, like he doesn't even go straight to the basket; he goes perpendicular. It's like all this, the elbows and the knees and the feet and all of the things are going all over the place. Man, oh god, he just got me going with the Knicks. Yeah, the Knicks do get me going, and that's essentially why. Like, if you told me that they trade, if Cat's in this Giannis trade, like yo, like it is what it is. Time to go. You know. We'll see what happens, but Jake is right. That will definitely be a renamed boulevard. That's for sure.
It doesn't matter.
I don't think let me see him to the summer.
Let me see who this Ditmar guy.
I agree with you on that.
Ditmar's Boulevard is named after who's this fucking person? A guy without even a Wikipedia page. Someone named Jan Janssen Ditmarsson, who was a Greek family.
Yeah, he's out of there.
Get the fuck out of here.
If he doesn't have a Wikipedia page, he's out of there.
A Dutch settler in like the 1600s. Get out of here, Giannis.
Not a chance. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see if the Knicks get Giannis. Maybe we'll throw a party on here or something like that if that occurs. But the next time you will see and hear us, it will be for Wonder Man. And before we got distracted, Teej, let the good people know where we can find you, sir.
You can follow me on Twitter, _humble Teej. the Lakers are getting absolutely smacked right now in Cleveland, which is pretty fun. And now the Rockets are about to play the
Oh, they're
Spurs.
playing your favorite player.
Yeah, we're playing Wemby. Last time we played them, we did beat them, but we also have the Inside the NBA crew working today. So if the Rockets are losing at halftime, I'm going to be pissed off watching Charles Barkley cook my team. So that's what I'll
Oh
be tweeting about.
man. Yeah, we'll see what happens with the Rockets. Sorry to Steven Adams. I love
Yep.
Steven Adams,
Sorry.
so that's unfortunate.
Mhm.
Salute. Well, salute to Steven Adams in his season. Hopefully the
Salute,
Rockets make the
salute,
trade.
Adams. You held us down, brother. I'm sorry. It's sorry the ankle got cooked, man. That sucks.
God damn it. Jake, where can we find you,
You can
sir?
follow me on Twitter at the J Christie, on Blue Sky at J Christie, and on TikTok, which is still it's back up, I guess. It's just fucking
Terms of service.
no. The thing about the terms of service is the terms of service. Honestly,
Yeah.
people are I actually like saw a lawyer talking about it. Like the previous terms of service were also really shitty. Like you can leave if you want to, but it also was like they barely changed. Like the thing about the terms of service with anything is it's like you're fucked no matter what site you're on. That's not to say that if you want to get off TikTok, absolutely do it. It's owned by the Ellisons. But as long as I'm still making money on it, I'm gonna be on it. I'll be completely transparent about that. But yeah,
Get that bread, brother.
yeah, like until other websites start paying me per view, I would, but no, I'm on there, still doing museum Twitter every day. Managed to, on Monday, I booked New York Times columnist Jamel Bowie to come on, which is hilarious because I thought to myself, like, oh, in the last month and a half on the show, I've had a New York Times columnist and the current host of Hot 97 in the morning. Not a thing I thought would happen with this dumb show when I started it. But shouts to Mero and shouts to Jamel. And shouts to everyone who watches it. I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of all y'all, and I love doing it. So please tune in.
Wonderful stuff. You can follow me on Twitter at AnthonyCanton_3. Follow the show on all platforms at MC University Pod. Subscribe and like and comment on the YouTube channel, all that good stuff. And patreon.com/MC University Pod. As I mentioned at the top, we got bonus content continuing to come. There'll be some fun stuff. We got the Royal Rumble this weekend, so I may do a post Rumble show. Time permitting, but I think I'll get to that. So for any wrestling fans who are interested in that, $3 for everything, and we got a whole backlog of episodes on that good old Patreon. So appreciate everybody for listening, watching, and supporting. For Teej and Jake, I am Anthony Canton III. This has been Marvel Cinematic University, and we will talk to you next time about Wonder Man.